right here.
Hey.
Now, let's talk about the game, and let's talk about what's going to happen going forward and all that other stuff. Viewers, if you're still here, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I see that Kistrel is still here, at the very least. So thank you. We always enjoy your company. As always, questions, comments down in the chat. We will respond to you more or less as you make them. And yeah, I think Gail said it best right there, or right down there in the chat. Jen, what were you saying before I rudely interrupted by switching us over to this screen?
No, I was just saying like something that we would talk about on our Wednesday meetings.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Because I did
late,
catch up just a little bit. B, it is late. And my dumbass does have to pick up a now nutless rat in the morning. Well, afternoon. I'm going at 1, but that's still morning.
I know you mean that literally. Just a funny turn of phrase.
Well, and he's been living in Nutcutter Penitentiary because he had to be separated from everybody else when he started getting real aggressive, and that's what I've called his cage. And apparently now a whole bunch of people in Australia are also using Nutcutter Penitentiary because I'm part of a group, and I mentioned it, and they thought it was fucking hilarious.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. So,
so you think you wanna jet out of here and like go to sleep?
I might jet. I do want to be here for a little bit of this talk back because it's been so long, and there's a lot to talk about.
There is a lot to talk about.
I do think that stopping here is a good idea. So that we can be better prepared for what's going to be a probably fairly complex situation, especially for you, Rob.
Yes.
And that's always important because you had planned, I think, up to this point, and then you're like,
And then after this, it was all up. It's all up to player character choices. Yes. I had certain encounters planned. We have exhausted those. Now we are going forward into the Wild Blue Yonder. And I'm really looking forward to it. Like running complex stuff is not a problem for me, and it's interesting. Not a lot of actual plays have people jump back and forth between characters, like especially with not frequency that we are, but like we've done it quite a few times now, and I've really enjoyed it. It gives me a much larger breadth of our world, and I like experiencing it through different folks. It does make for some inconveniences, though, because I can never remember who knows what at any given time.
Yeah, that does get real interesting. I think that the fact that I had not watched anything kind of helped me act better this time around because I literally did not know what I was coming into, and that was much more helpful. That was fun. Now I can like watch and find out what happened and feel good about it and be like, haha. But I could come in there like unvarnished, as it were.
I'm sorry that you had to meet ghosts like that.
Oh my god.
I love how Kreitha freaks out at everything. It's another thing about her character that I really like.
5 years old, man.
Although surrounded by death, corpses, undead, fucking tents on fire. Are they flirting?
Yeah.
She takes her joy where she can get it.
Listen.
Oh, come on.
You know, maybe they can hold hands and maybe kiss.
I think Ghost would probably be down. Like,
oh, I'm sure Ghost would be down. I have no idea what Calder thinks, but like Kreitha just like sees like somebody flirting with Calder and goes, yeah.
So the funny thing is the fact that everything Ghost sees is 100% filtered through professional wrestling.
Yeah.
He is always performing.
I love
always performing, but Kreitha doesn't know that.
Well, but here's the thing: is that we can do fake marriages in professional wrestling. We can do real marriages that are fake in professional wrestling.
It happens all the time.
Kreitha takes him at face value.
K-Babe
because it's the first time Kreitha ever met him. She doesn't even know his name.
That's the best part. See,
I did not commit to any bit.
Absolutely. Ghost is a professional entertainer, first and foremost. Damn good fighter, but really good at entertainment and or talking about entertainment.
Yes, that.
You must think Pinky is awesome.
personally loved the ability to be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Anton's obviously the heel. Duh, I love heels.
Like,
I know.
Yeah, actually, yeah, sure, fine. That actually sounds accurate.
Jeff, how did you like inhabiting a new character?
I enjoy inhabiting new characters. I never make a character I don't like, and Pyre is a different kind of fun compared to Calder. He's a much more aggressive, much more brusque, and much more direct kind of character. Calder is a never-ending stream of sarcasm, whereas Pyre is a much more direct figure, and it's fun in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
Also, mechanically, I've never played a 5th edition Druid, so that was a fun thing to explore. They are a lot tankier than I imagined. So that's a fun revelation. But I'm looking forward to getting back into Sorcerer Land because that's usually where my comfort zone is. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah.
You were an awesome tank, and DPS versus those plants, your fire was clutch.
I was told, we know I'm fighting plants. Like, sure, good. I could do it. Like, honestly, the hard part was choosing between Circle of the Moon, and the Circle of
Wildfire.
Of the Wildfire, yeah.
Wildfire would be so
I think
fun
Wildfire
there.
is.
I fear Wildfire would be a little too much on the nose because I wanted to play with Wild Shape.
Yeah, and I Moon Druid is so long as you're willing to pour through lots and lots and lots of stat blocks, Moon Druid is excellent, and not just for combat, but definitely for combat.
I definitely want to see Pyre in a non-combat situation now because the hilarity that we discovered of how his dragon hide translates between animal shapes. I want to see the Doom Squirrel.
Yes.
Just the squirrel covered in dragon's tails that can deal a D4 of damage.
As we've seen time and time again in the Bad Decisions Club, no character has ever gone forever. And I do want to talk a little bit about the revelation of Belak being the big bad here.
Yeah.
I kind of came up with that I came up with that after Clarion rolled the 25. I was I have to do something big. And I was already throwing a bunch of throwbacks to Sunless Citadel, which you don't have to pick up on to understand what's going on. But if you were there for the Sunless Citadel, there's a lot of things that have happened that have sort of mirrored what happened back there. And so now it's Belak. And the moment I realized that it was Belak, then it all fell into place and I understood his place in all this and the overarching plot is clear in my head now. So thank you for rolling a 25 on a perception check, because that's probably what has completely diverted this campaign towards its conclusion, which is going to be in a while, but it's on the horizon.
I like the
you fling again and it'll be fine.
I do like the oh no, words are gone.
Yep, that happens.
The mirrorness, the
foil.
Well, the foil. I mean, I like
know now. I know the word you're looking for, and I don't
it.
know it. It's the yin yang kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But
narrative foils and the narrative.
I guess it's
parallels.
not exactly what I was thinking, but yes, I like the idea of there being. Now the question is,
analogs.
What brought Belak back?
Mm-hmm.
Does it have anything to do with Clarion
having
trouble in the afterlife?
Belak did mention the Nightcaller whistle to Charlotte. He did. He mentioned the
Nightcaller. Did not give any context.
He did not say anything
Charlotte.
else than that. Yeah, I think, and he was kind of looking for recognition in Charlotte's face.
Sure, let's look at the blind lady who never.
Blind people have facial expressions.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
here's the thing.
Expressions are very
but she
human,
was just pissed off, right? So
yeah,
well, and because
you were
way
so mad.
back in the Forge, actually no, Charlotte never identified the whistle, so she doesn't know its true name. So that's probably why she didn't.
Nobody knows its true name. I think Calder knows it now.
Calder knows it,
but
Clarion
didn't,
but he is connected to it now.
Yeah, Clarion would know it now. but Clarion did not know it for a long time.
I'm a big fan of items that enhance theme as well as mechanics. And I'm also, Jeff and I were talking about this earlier, I'm really a big fan of items that become more powerful as they are used.
Yeah.
And items that can very easily sway a character into one direction or another. Durgadon has been a big effect on Kreetha's decision-making process.
Huge.
Shatterspike is one of the reasons why Meepo ended up becoming a paladin. And you know, so these items become more powerful over time, and not all of them are benevolent, and the effects that they have are not always positive. And I'm really looking forward to what happens with Clarion and the Nightcaller. I feel like there's a lot more story to be mined there, and I'm looking forward to it.
And Clarion has a lot more dark in him than he did.
Oh yeah, you showed no hesitation.
First time.
You were like, oh yeah, hell yeah. I got the whistle now? Hell yeah, I'm making some zombies.
You know? And well, and the thing is as a reborn, would he see zombies in the same way anyway?
Right.
Like he's coming from such a different place.
He was
such
very
a different place.
He was very flippant with it when he was having like the undead butler around.
He was, yes, but that was also younger, stupider, not
way more naive.
Alive.
Like that was college Clarion kind of feeling. Like if you really want to like
Clarion.
Post-doc Clarion. Yes, we'll go with that. But still having some stupid drunken nights and coming up with stupid ideas and stuff. Clarion come back from the grave is, because we don't know how long. He doesn't know how long he was there.
This is Clarion who has seen some shit. This is Clarion like back from the war. This is Clarion like
Clarion who's not really
has like been to
alive.
rehab.
So his experiences and understanding of death is so different.
Yeah.
I do like to think that, like, as Charlotte and Lore and the other spellcasters are trying to, begin the research to figure out what's wrong with Clarion, that they get into debates about that. And Clarion's like, am I even alive? And Charlotte's like, yes. And then Lore's like,
I don't breathe. My heart doesn't beat. I don't sleep. I don't eat. Those are all the things you do when you're alive.
You're
animate.
Shit.
Yeah, but you know what the dead can't do? Express that opinion.
Yes. Like, no, I can just see the, like, wine glasses all around debating about this while looking through ancient tomes to try and...
I'm just saying that we have a stenographer who is recording our essays and that we may or may not be going a little bit Hamilton about it.
Yeah, Charlotte's got that unseen servant who's just, like, taking down the fucking...
No, yeah. We're going to write 3 essays. It's fine.
God. Think of all the emo fucking songs Clarion's writing about not being alive.
Oh yeah.
Imagine the shit that like Lore is giving, like being able to feature on those verses.
What I'm really looking forward to is Clarion and Calder finally getting a chance to talk, because Calder hasn't been around a lot since Clarion's resurrection. Because he immediately went like, I need to go fix this, and went off to go find the Nightcaller.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, when he eventually sees Clarion again, he's just going to be like, yay, I'm so happy to see you. And then he's going to watch Clarion for 20 minutes and going, I am literally channeling all of the magic that fueled you, and I'm less morose.
I do like to think that Swoops has taken to, like, just flying face first into Clarion's face whenever he's being the most depressive.
Yeah, 100%. Like I just don't know. It's like it'll be a good day unless it rains, but it probably will. And smack.
I like the idea that fuck. What did I name the kid? I named the kid, guys.
You did.
You did, and I can't remember it.
Listen. So I have a game in The Sims that has the kid in it.
I love it.
I'm opening it so
honestly, like a game of The Sims becoming like a character record, not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Not the worst idea. It really isn't.
I feel
Because
like
I was
you.
like, I wanted to build
Honestly,
Hyacinth's
I might
house
use that in
forever
a different
since-
game.
I do feel like you have said before something about the kid being the only one to really easily slap Clarion out of it.
I think
hard.
it's funny that like the kid, if the kid is around Clarion when Clarion's getting too sad, starts like turning blue and shit. And that's
It's an
what
Eldritch.
Clarion realizes is like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Oh.
Or like
Gotta turn my
Clarion
kids
is
in
like
again.
sighing back on a fainting couch, and the kid like looking from the blanket like imitates your body language.
It turns fucking blue.
How do you
It's
not
a
laugh?
dramatic little piece of shit
That's
he is.
cute.
I think it's hilarious. Load
That's so
factor.
Yeah, I would feel like
Another
that.
strong
Yeah,
name, by the way.
a bait, like a kid, that is something that would be able to kind of pull Clarion out of it. His kid especially, you know, but like
Yeah.
that's something. But there is a lot of stuff, and Clarion really hasn't had that long to be able to deal with it.
On a couple months at bed.
Not really
One-ish month.
enough
Little
time.
bit.
I'm really
Rhythm.
curious to how Clarion and Lore's conversations have been going, because their conversations weren't going so well right before his death.
The kid's name is Rhythm.
Rhythm.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Oh.
No, no.
Oh my God, is the second
Right,
one going to be
right.
called music? Because then I've got rhythm, I've got music,
Well,
I've got
Might
my
be.
power. Ask for
Rhythm.
anything more.
the child of
Look,
two
look.
parts.
The kid, okay, listen. Lore and Clarion's kid is named Rhythm. The likelihood of Clarion and Hyacinth's kid being named like Ape or something, like fucking Sword, is very high. Here we have
These are
music and also a
I'd
knife.
have to try and convince Lore not to name the child Rapier, because I'm like, that's just too close.
No, I feel like it would have been like knife, Naif, knife.
How about Dirk? Dirk is an actual name. Well, I don't like
But a
Dirk. It's
jerk is
too
a terrible
small.
weapon.
Dirk sounds like a euphemism.
Just that's this debate going on night after night. Just Charlotte listening in the other room, being like, "It's nice to know he's settling back in."
Hyacinth's over there being like, I'm not even getting to choose this kid's name. It's fine.
It's fine. Lore
Whatever.
turns around and goes, but you named the child Rhythm.
It was a coin flip.
That's kind of
Between
the
that
point.
and what? Now I want to know.
I got it. I know, right?
And I'm sure
Like I said, it's probably fucking knife.
like each of the kids also have like 3 middle names and like
Oh,
the noble
course.
last
The
name.
noble
Like,
title.
yeah.
Oh my God. I love hearing about the whole family. That's just fantastic. Jesus.
Well,
I love it. It's
you know,
such bonkers situation.
as emo and depressed and like coming to terms with his mortality and undeath now as Clarion is, I do like the idea of like one of the main reasons he was brought back was to be with his family, and he does get that.
And he does get that. And that's very important to him. Yeah.
And like his actual like parents and stuff were definitely like weren't necessarily there at the resurrection, but there's pretty good chance that like, you know, he's seen them again.
I've actually wondered about how that went. Like that must have been like did the parents know that they were trying, or did this just kind of get
Like how much were the parents told about Clarion before? Oh, by the way,
I think
By
they
the way, your
specifically
kid's dead.
weren't told.
I'm
beforehand.
pretty no, because Clarion got buried on Hyacinth's land,
Mhm.
but that's because technically Clarion's family is like vassals
Yeah.
of
Under the
Hyacinth's
Marquis.
family. Yeah. Tiered down. But it was like they're important, like because like obviously like it's not like Clarion married up, but Clarion married up.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Like-
Without the ring, but yes.
I feel like there's probably a ring.
yeah. I feel like at that point, like Like there's been a ring, or there's a ring now. Like
I feel like realistically, I feel like this is the three-way promise ring that Sailor Mercury, that Sailor Uranus, Sailor Pluto, and Sailor Neptune have, because they're watching over Sailor Saturn.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did I just reference Sailor Moon? Yes, I did.
Did I understand that reference?
Why are you excusing that? That is a perfectly cromulent reference.
Yes,
So
it's not one that I know Sailor Moon, but I don't know the particulars. But yeah, that makes sense to me anyway. Like I can figure it out through context.
Not to jump tracks, this is tangentially related. Speaking of weddings and rings, was it an uncut gem in the pouch?
You didn't open the pouch, Kale.
Yeah, you don't get to know until
you
next
don't get to
time.
know. You didn't open the pouch. I gave you a chance to do your unboxing in front of the viewers, and you were like, "Nah, I'll wait," and that's on you.
I will. But just so you know, as soon as they're out of eyesight, when they're flying off in the broom, he's gonna
that thing is open.
Then we'll do that next session.
Here is my my prediction. 1, yes, it is an uncut gem. 2, it is a diamond, and it is expensive enough to get a bitch back.
Both would be very good.
My favorite part is the fact that I was just scrolling through my actions because I had not seen like my stuff in a while, and I saw the
ceremony.
And that's what started I can do weddings now.
And like both of you went back to characters you haven't played in a little while, although I think it's been a lot longer for Clarion than it has for Charlotte. And I'm just wondering, like, what's the experience like, sort of jumping back into a character that you haven't played in a while?
Honestly, it felt a little bit like it with both Clarion and Kreitha, because I had, I really had like a month and a half off with Kreitha, and then Clarion's been longer. And I had to basically kind of relearn, like I remembered some of Clarion's sheet, but since he was leveled up quite a bit, I had to basically learn a whole bunch of new stuff. And then Kreitha, I'm like looking back through her stuff, and I'm like, because the last thing I remember is now looking at Clarion's sheet. So,
and of course, Kreitha's now horribly cross-classed.
Horribly cross-classed versus Clarion, who is one thing, which is interesting. It's definitely interesting playing them. Because they are so different. But I liked being able to do Clarion. That was a good ass time. I have to say, it's so much easier to get ready as Kreitha.
Oh man,
and the fact that I don't have to shower all that makeup off tonight. I mean, I'm going to shower, but I don't have to like take
scrape it off,
full ass like makeup and like my eye makeup remover and just from head to because because it was all eye makeup, so
Yep. Scrub that whole face.
It definitely took me a second to step back into Kreitha. Like I remembered, and the first thing I remembered was how easily she got conflicted.
And then you brought up the teleportation sickness, and I was like, Kreitha is back.
Yeah, but I'm like, they've forgotten about the portal, haven't they? They're all just breezily talking about the portal.
How about Charlotte? Yeah, because I mean, you are the source of most of the legendary actions. You're the source of the lights surrounding the perimeter. Being an abjuration wizard with time is a superpower.
With time and with a rich benefactor,
money.
Man, it's just
my superpower is money.
Yes, but
see above comparison to Batman,
because she now has the level of warlock, which I hadn't ever gotten to play because that happened post her going back to Chateau de Hyacinth, so I never gotten to play her as this cross class. And damn, it's real fucking fun, man. The
Armor of Agathis Abjuration Wizard is nuts.
Yeah.
Armor of Agathis, it's
Armor of Shadows.
The Armor of Shadows
recast. She is like, I always kind of built her to be tanky because she can't do a lot of offensive things because a lot of that requires line of sight. She's blind. But just the amount of tanky that can also hurt people for trying to hit her is just, it makes me feel really powerful, and I loved.
It's
Man,
very
what's next?
strong.
And now
What's
Druid
next
friend
year,
goes,
the
now
Wizards? Nothing.
the Druid friend's going, now we need to get you a flame shield.
Probably,
It'll
man.
be great.
And she is going to continue leveling some Warlock, get that Tome of Secrets, be able to learn other people's rituals. It's gonna go all out, man.
Speaking of leveling, everyone who was in the combat levels to 10. Go ahead.
Woo,
Cool.
I'm gonna go do that. Okay. All of my characters level up.
To be clear, everyone who is in the Chateau the highest in the fight.
In combat.
Yes, the others, the rest of you will level up as soon as you get a long rest. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Well, Clarion doesn't level up because Clarion's already.
I gave him a little bit of a head start. Yeah.
Clarion was twinked a little bit.
Twonked?
Gale.
He was twinked.
But like,
he's a twunky hunk.
Yeah. Getting to play Charlotte, who actually got to like have a conversation with Belloc, when Charlotte's like one of the only characters that didn't know anything in the Sunless. Like Lore also didn't, but like, and Vic and Ghost, but it's the fact that it was Charlotte that had the conversation with him, and the fact that he was like trying to convince her that like, you know, I'm saving the world, I'm doing this for the good of all, sort of a thing. And
cool motive, still murder.
Yeah, the fact that Charlotte, I think more than almost anybody, knows how power corrupts. And she's very wary of it because at the same time, she's the one out here making deals with demons and deals with archfays that she has literally seen already started to corrupt her friend. Like, she knows the danger of seeking higher power, and she's doing it with eyes open, as it were. And so seeing this, hearing this, Belloc, who was talking about it, of seeking this power, you know, this network of siphoning shit off in amounts that shouldn't be possible, and have him proclaiming that like it's for the good of all. Like she can see how he has no objectivity anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And that was I wanted to not reward, but I wanted to make sure that you got some really good payoff for the big risk that you took, right? Like riding a blue dragon off into the sunset is a big deal, and I think that entire scene was handled really well. And yeah, I've been looking forward to that. The moment you were like, all right, I'm going to be out for a little bit, I was like, okay, so Bellac's going to have some countermeasures against the dragon getting away because it's not willing. Mm-hmm. He'll have some way to track it. So if she takes the time to cast Identify, which will take 10 minutes, then he will be able to track her down at that point. And it takes, between that and the conversation and the killing, it took minutes. Yeah. Minutes is enough time for Belloc to get to you, and I really enjoyed that. One last thing I want to talk about, and then we'll do our whip around at the end. I am so looking forward to, and Em, you and I were talking about this as well, to seeing Vic and Charlotte compare notes. Because I'm seeing, because I'm playing Marvel Midnight Suns right now, and I feel it's the Doctor Strange, Tony Stark team up.
The meeting of the nerds.
Right? Where one takes care of the mystical side of things and one takes care of the technological side of things, and together they can do absolutely anything. And I have no problem telling you right now that you do have all of the pieces at this point to find out what's going on and put a stop to it with all the pieces you've got, so long as you put them all together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I also got to the debut Beetle.
And, yes, we got to debut Beetle.
Adorable.
I got to monologue a bit, which is always fun.
It's so sweet that Vic's familiar is a frog.
Yeah.
Just like your best friend's companion is a frog.
Absolutely adorable.
Except it's so small. It's so small.
Like it would like be so small, like sitting like in the gulf between Stinky's eyes.
Beetle is approximately 1.5 to 2 inches long.
Yeah, so he
tiny.
is about the size, maybe slightly smaller than one of my actual frogs.
Little.
so little.
Okay,
And then I'm going to miss super
Probably
suit.
skinnier.
we are running short on time, so I'm going to go ahead and let's start with M this time. I would like to know, as usual, at the end of our streams, I'd like to know something in particular you had fun with. And we've been talking about a lot of stuff, as we always did, but like if there's a moment that stands out for you. And what is a player character that you'd like to give a shout out to? I will go ahead and award inspiration to the person who gets it, or who gets, you know, the not
Who
the
gets
most.
the shout out?
I will choose someone to give inspiration to at the end of this, but I noticed that a couple of you already have it.
I used mine finally.
So let's go ahead and start with M. What's something you had fun with, and what's a player character you want to shout out?
Okay, so like the actual combat was 1 billion years ago, so I'm not going to count that because I have no memory of this place. I'm going to go with my favorite interaction was Ghost and Calder talking. Both in the like the whole like I'm very sorry that your brother died, like that whole conversation was very good for me.
Was so good.
Because obviously as a player I know the bullshit there, but also like like Ghost is dumb. Ghost is the very dumb.
Kimbo.
Strictly average in all mental stats. Slightly below average, since average is technically 11.
He strikes me as Kevin from Ghostbusters.
And the other interaction with the corpse flower stamens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was good for me. I had fun with it because Ghost is like very just like having a good time here. Thanks.
Tonight's going great for Ghost.
Great thing to give to the burgeoning necromancer. It's fine.
I got to hit things. Things hit me. Awesome. Everybody was happy. Nobody died except for those guys. Whatever. So I think. So my shout out is like I kind of got to shout out both Jeff for like running with that, and I really appreciate that. And then also for just like Jen's face.
You saw the minute it clicked, huh?
Oh yeah, it was good for me. Like
I think I cut to Jen's face at one point and caught some of the grin as it was beginning.
It was good for me. It was good for me.
Agreed.
As a person who consistently makes asexual characters, it's funny.
It really is hilarious, yeah.
So, if you want my like, I don't know, socias, it's one silver key in all the places. Occasionally, I stream. If I think about it, I might do it tomorrow. Who knows?
Jeff, what's something you had particular fun with, and what's a player character you want to shout out? And yeah, we'll go ahead and do plugs as well.
I deeply enjoyed the interaction of he died nobly in battle, and he fell, and it was the people around him are all rallied and super sad, and I'm like, that does not sound like my brother. No, won't believe it. Nope, dismissed out of hand. I'll believe it when I see a corpse, and just because I miss Calder's just dry hatred of his sibling, and it's always fun. Like that. So I very much appreciated that. My favorite interaction definitely just to echo the stuff from the entire interaction was fun, and with Ghost was just fun of just two charisma characters just vibing. It was great. And
Hermione is not a charisma character, but
and like the peanut gallery of that is Creetha just throwing in implications and making Calder go, what? That was fun. I enjoyed every moment of it. Yes, and yes, my plugs are you can find me on TikTok as well as Instagram. I am still tired and angry at still tired and angry. That's what I am because I am both.
Yes, indeed.
Still tired and angry?
Yep.
Jen,
all the time, always.
Jen, talk to me about what you had fun with and what's a player character you want to shout out.
All right, so
and also plugs.
most fun. most fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun tonight with all of the stuff that they were talking about, but I actually would like to call back to my most fun was actually doing the dirge, the
Toll the Dead dirge.
The Toll the Dead dirge. That was a good time. I just enjoyed kind of that whole section there where it was leading up to Bellax, you know, after, you know, the Toll the Dead nicks the mammoth, and that was just, it was a good climax for me going on there. I did like that a lot. And
damn it, Kale.
Like
Someone's making a face at me. What's just
God
me?
damn it, Kale.
Like, I want this credit. It's me.
Oh, I was defaulting to looking at Gail because it's usually her.
That was me. Thank you. I will take the credit. It's not Gail's, it's mine. Thank you.
We're
Credit.
all 12. We're all 12.
all 12. Yes, we are all 12.
Shout outs, plugs.
So shout out, I think I am going to have to shout out, honestly, it's the whole Calder and the money.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It was so much fun to play off of.
Well, that you jumped right
so
back
good.
into those characters and did that. It was wonderful.
It was a really nice contrast to all the combat we've been doing lately too. So a little bit of comedy relief is really nice.
Yeah, it's a good time. So I'm the Swedish Geekball on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. I do art. I sometimes do game streaming. I do a lot of art now.
Gail, all the same questions.
Oh man, I had so much fun with that Charlotte scene with the dragon and then talking with Belak. Like Charlotte, she's a noble and she knows how to have conversations and have the sort. But seeing her be able to have a conversation and also be like, "Come here," like keep trying to like hit him and grab him and like. She's not as in control as she used to be. And it was nice
too much time with Lore.
And it was nice to play on that and get that final lightning bolt in. That felt really good. I want to give my shout out to Jen, who hopped back into Kretha and would not let the meta knowledge of we have to get everybody back together get in the way of character driven decisions. Yes. And I respect it. It's like you're God, I forget the name of the A-team member. Like, you're gonna have to knock me out to get me on that plane. I'm not going.
I mean, I knew what he was driving at, but I'm like, but this is Kretha, and she has an established thought process.
I respect it.
So
and then my information is I post most of my art and animations and other stuff on A Measure of Separation. It's a Tumblr account. It's misspelled. I'll put it in chat. And yeah, you can see all the memes and the serious art that I make for this. It's mostly memes.
And you can find me on Twitch and Twitter, MathDemigod, and youtube.com/gamingmathematically is where we put all of the VODs of this particular stream. I got to give the inspiration to Jen, because between playing Clarion again and absolutely being a complete badass, like, yeah, I gave you one level above the rest of the player characters, and I gave you a few tips and tricks on how to use your powers to greatest and most dramatic effect, but you pulled it off really, really well. And Clarion really was a force of nature on the battlefield, and it was great to watch. It was great to be a part of. And then seeing you watch this and then jump into Kretha and be just as quintessentially Kretha as you can be, all very, very satisfying. You more than deserve the inspiration. Friends, thank you very much for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks for our 2-year anniversary session. We hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.
We split the party.
Again. Every time.
Welcome.